Right, okay. Hopefully we should be live. Hello indeed if you are here on the stream replay or whatever have you. Welcome to the stream. Bro decides now to give out. Great timing. Welcome. We are going to be doing some more Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, as you can see right here. Bit of mission mode, to be specific. We did the Grand Prix mode last time, all on easy mode admittedly, but I thought that would be the best place to start since I know practically nothing about this game, even still now, but... Well, that was then, and right now, mission mode is the only other real single-player thing we can do aside from, like, what, time trials and, I guess, doing the Grand Prix on other difficulties, and single race. Well, like, what's the point of doing single race? So, we're going to do Grand Prix instead. Oh, sorry, we're going to do mission mode instead. Completely unfamiliar with this, don't know how it stacks up versus the console version. I also realised we never watched this last episode, so... We'll have this on and then we'll get on with it for tonight's one. So, yep, hope everyone's having a good night as per usual. I can also tab out now, by the way. See, I just clicked out, as you very loudly heard. And no such thing. So, I fixed that, at least, due to last time having that issue. But we're all good now with that one. So, you can tab out as freely as I like. Just got to make sure to not click the touch screen or anything funny, because this is a DS game when I tab back in, so... It's open real good. I mean, very much the same cutscene as before, just world's most compressed. No, there's got to be more compressed cutscenes than this on the DS. And this is only one screen worth of data. They didn't bother trying to split it across two screens or whatever, so that's sensible of them. But like, look at those. What's the artifacting called? The checkerboarding and all to make this happen. I mean, it's somewhat impressive, but you can see where they've cut corners, because this is definitely going to be a... Like, you can see the bits that look really blocky, and like, no one will notice this on the DS screen or whatever. Of course, I'm playing it as an emulator, so I notice it. So frame rate is very low, music's very bit crushed, but pretty impressive they got it on the DS nonetheless, and still actually had some space to play the rest of the game. I'll put the rest of the game on there, sorry. Alright, so last time we had a license of a varying colour. I can't remember, this is what, amber license, right? We bought a load of stuff here in the shop. I don't remember how much money I left myself with. Not much. So that's going to be the main goal of missions tonight, is get a load more money. I don't get like a convenient place to pop back out to the menu for the most part, I think, so we'll see like if I take breaks to get that all done, etc. But for now, back to single player we go. And let's get mission mode underway. Oh, okay, this is very different. If you're not familiar with the console version, they're just a list. There's like 50 missions, side to side to side, do them all or whatever. This is very much not that. So, from what I remember of the retro achievement descriptions, all these are going to be the same level for the most part, I'm going to guess. You can get 10 stars per level as well. It's a maximum of, it goes like E to A and then 3 stars, so 10 stars is a very different way of doing this, but okay. Different layout all aside, doesn't really matter. They've got lots of content to go. So, these aren't boss missions, but they're the hardest mission of their respective rank, and they take the most to unlock. Okay, so what's our topmost mission? So that's definitely different to the console, as far as I know. So I'm guessing a bunch of these will be. So we got a bunch of unique content here. Okay. Race my way to be first across the finish line. Sure. Okay. Alright, let's do this. It's been a couple days, so I've probably forgotten how to control this, but we'll give it a go. Oh, he grinding. Welcome, Larry. Hope you're having a good one. Oh yeah, I forgot. I changed a couple settings with the chat box. Let me know what people think of them and all that. Anyway, let's see if I recall any of this whatsoever. Have I been playing a different driving game past couple days? Oh yeah, I played Mario Kart yesterday. That doesn't count. Let's give it all we got. And my incredibly clicky controller can also join us for the ride here. Oh, there's only the 3 of us? Okay. Work was dull but chilling now. Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes I like to slow work day, but at the same time, sometimes it's just so boring. But glad to hear you're chilling. That's the the best bit. We got some All-Stars racing going on, that's what counts. Got some peak or something like that. I really enjoyed my time with this last time, so probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mission mode on stream and then decide how I feel, because it is just going to be really grindy from this point on if I want to do the rest of the achievements or whatever. So it's like, that's the half the sort of thing that's just worth doing off stream, honestly, to me personally. I don't know how anyone else feels about it. It's like the same tracks on loop, and quite a lot of it would be like grinding for shopping points or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure how anyone feels about that, but I'm considering that. But if not, I'll at least just do this mission mode here. I played some Alleyway because it's not worth starting anything new. Is that Alleyway's in the NES Alleyway? Is that what I'm thinking of? Am I thinking about that right? 10 stars, very nice. I don't know how getting 10 stars... Oh, Game Boy, right, yes. I don't know how getting 10 stars on every single mission's going to go. I get the feeling that's not going to happen. My goal for tonight should just be finishing mission mode, I think. Because after all, I said playthrough first, achievement second. As in, I'm going to prioritise just doing the playthrough for now, so we'll move on whenever I don't get enough points or whatever. As long as I get enough to pass and unlock more stuff, then we'll come back. Sorry, just taking a second for a drink. There we go. Okay. Collect as many coins as you can and reach the finish line within the time limit. And DKC Returns HD is tomorrow, after all, biggest Nintendo thing this week. Currently it seems like it's going to be the only Nintendo thing this week, so... yeah, I actually just ended up finishing, what's it called? Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze just before dinner, actually. Because I can't afford it as of right now. I'll get it... Returns, that is. I'll get it probably in a couple weeks' time, but hopefully it's all... I mean, reviews came out today, seems like. Doesn't add anything new whatsoever, but still a good way to play it, so... We'll give it a go at some point. Not played Returns since like 2014 or something like that. That was the first time full stop playing Tropical Freeze minus about half a level at some point for me, so... It was a fun experience. Right, okay. Let's... Ooh, okay. Amiga controls very differently to how I would have thought. So I still have to get to the finish line. I'm guessing, like console, I sacrifice all my coins if I don't reach the finish in time, so it definitely is the risk-reward of stopping for coins and all that. Okay. The acceleration's through the roof on this car, though. I might make this... Oh, I got plenty of time, okay. There we go, done. Okay, so much room for improvement there. Drive through the gates to score and reach the finish line within the time limit. Okay, simple enough. Also haven't played as Belgadra, so this is going to be learning for me. Press the button way too late for a start. Oh, that completely missed that. Oh well. Okay, so it's one star per gate. That's way easier than the coin mission or whatever. William Hatcher Esquire. Oh, it's not. Oh, I'm gonna restart this. I'm all over the place with my drifting. So is there a lower limit for stars, or do you just get to finish the level no matter what? And it's like, well, we'll come back here because you don't have enough to do the final one, or the final one of the tier or whatever. That's what I'm guessing was going on, but is there flat out like a fail condition or whatever to any of these missions? I'm guessing some of the later ones will be like, oh, you didn't win the race or whatever, but like some of these ones, for example, is there much in it? Or not really? Right, this is going much better. There we go. It's a shame we've not got our own mission menu theme here. Mission menu's like my favourite song from console, so I'm a tiny bit sad that we just got the main menu theme. Drift at high speeds to score and okay. Standard stuff.
Bring it on.
See what it brings to the table. Oh, right. I've got to drift on straights and stuff as well, I'm guessing, to even stand a chance. Yes, I was also thinking that, Larry, because I don't use my Mayu anymore, but I think you do, right? And I just handed off my Mayu, actually, and we found out together that it's not one of the supported handhelds, because it's not been updated. So, hopefully Onion OS gets an update at some point, but yeah, because of Onion OS being really infrequent, I can imagine that being a problem. The DS version of All Stars Racing, that's awesome! Welcome, Jason Blue. Hope you're having a good evening, or afternoon, or wherever it is for you. Thank you. Favourite racing game on the platform, played this version a lot. As you can see from the title, this is my first playthrough, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. But a lot of nostalgia missed out on, because I adore the console version, personally. I'm still one of those few people who prefers it over Transformed. I know that's a very controversial opinion, but I somehow just never got around to playing it on DS, so here we are on stream. A lot of custom OS options use unofficial emulator builds, and I haven't touched my Mini in months. Oh, right, yeah, you're on a different handheld now, but that sucks that they've chosen to do it. I get why, because apparently there's security flaws in a bunch of them, but makes sense. Yeah, this version's blowing my mind with, like, how detailed it is, yet how smooth the frame rate is, and just how well it runs, considering. Like, way more impressive than the contemporaries. I know this is quite late in the DS's life, what, 2010? Last game was like 2015, 2014? So, you're not quite at the end, but for all intents and purposes, like, 3DS was out next year. Most people were done making anything this impressive. Shoot as many crabs as you can within, and reach the finish within the time limit. Okay. Yeah, there are a couple things missing for sure, but it is really content complete for a handheld game that's stuck on a tiny cartridge, considering, you know. Okay. Is the break the pots mission here? That's all I want to know. I should have got that guy. So do I get infinite ammo? I do, okay. I thought I was going to have to conserve it. Let's see. Ah, no. Can I do a brake turn? Not very easily. Let's say 3DS wasn't out that soon, right? Then I remember the 3DS launch. Yeah, 2011, so this is about... Well, 3DS was what? Like, April 2011? So basically just a year out, because this game was late February. One of my few memories is going and accidentally getting it on launch. I know you were talking the other day about... what was it? Not realizing that games had launch periods or whatever. Oh, how poorly it went. Yeah, we'll get on to that. This version was later ported to iOS and Android. Yeah, it was. That's actually where I played most of some, like, the downgraded tracks and stuff in this game. That's how I'm familiar with a couple bits here and there. What was I going to say? I can't remember. But yeah, you were about a year out from the 3DS, pretty much. Yeah, the 3DS launch was very poor, definitely. It took, like, what, 6 months for games people actually cared about to come to the system. I know a lot of people joke that it was, well, Pokemon Black came out, like, 2 or 3 weeks after in English, didn't it, after the 3DS? So I think a lot of people just said it was the Pokemon Black machine for the first couple weeks, well, sorry, months of its life. I didn't get one till 2016. I was really late to that crowd. I wasn't in a position to be able to get one till then, so I just had to watch from the sidelines. Same with the Wii U. I didn't get one of those till 2017, after the Switch, when it dropped for a little bit. Also, House of the Egg. Yeah, it dropped in price for a little bit, and then everyone kind of scalped it for a little bit. So for years, the Wii U was still really expensive. I got it in that tiny dip when the Switch came out. Didn't upgrade until 2013 with the 2DS and Pokemon X, £99 bundle at game. I really wish I could have convinced someone to get me that bundle, or like a very similar bundle, because I was really into Pokemon X and Y when they came out, like watching them, found them really interesting. Didn't play them until last year. Even when the 3DS sale came out, Nintendo, as a form of apology, gave away many of those games to those who had launch consoles. Yeah, the Ambassador program, they'd never do a thing like that now, would they? If a similar system like fell on its arse, you know, Switch 2 just died immediately because of the price point or whatever. They would never do that now. They'd just simply wait for it to rebound. That Nintendo's long gone. So what am I doing? I'm hitting stuff, right? Am I just boost? Oh, I'm boosting into them, aren't I? I remember now. Okay. Oh wait, avoid them, is it? I start with 10 stars and I've just got to avoid them? I didn't actually read the synopsis, I was too busy chatting. I gotta keep my eyes on the road, or rather, my eyes on the screen, I guess, in this instance. Oh. It's fine. I'm actually going to struggle to make this in time, I think. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm fine. Barely. I thought I had to make it to the actual finish line, but even then I was still a little close. Okay. I really like this version because of the unique music it has. The instruments remind me so much of Marvel vs. Capcom 1, especially guitar. Yeah, I know for a lot of people, CPS 1 and 2 is always what they compare the soundtrack to, and well, when I was listening into it, I never really got it, like, circa 10 years ago or whenever, when I first, like, started seeking out the music to these games, or what have you. I didn't get it then, but I definitely get it now. It's a great soundtrack. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple tracks that don't quite hit, but most of them are great. Race and fight your way to be first across the finish line. It's just a race to the finish, okay. Because I know you had, like, knockout in console. I don't know if that's here, but I was wondering if that's what was going on. Right. Let's get going. I actually got the start boost. I never get the start boost. I'm always awful at getting it because I use the same timing that I expect from console. That's the comparison I make a lot, by the way. Get used to that. I'm so used to that version of the game. There's just like these little changes that I'm like, well, I guess it makes sense they changed stuff, but there's a whole bunch of stuff I wouldn't expect to be changed. Final Egg theme. Oh, it's good. Yes. The Final Fortress remix in here is fantastic. I've already had Can You Feel the Sunshine, which is like one of the great remixes here for sure. Never go for the trick there. What did I learn from last time? Clearly nothing. In fact, most of the tricks on this stage I remember being pretty pointless. Whoa. Mechanical Resonance resonates through my soul. Oh, I don't think we've had I don't think I bought it, did I? Mechanical Resonance is like a legendary track for me anyway, one of my favourites from Adventure, if not my favourite, so I've got to buy that sometime soon. If we're going to be doing more missions on Final Egg, which we most definitely will be, I imagine. Okay, not doing too bad. I think the CPU are on sub-easy mode looking at it, but it's strange that I've commented one, especially in a stream that's not in my language. I couldn't help to say something. Oh, thank you. Really appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Yeah, this game's great. All of the versions of this game are great. We, as a community, we've all got to hand together and appreciate this game a bit more, because especially now with the online of like both this, the Wii version, and no, it's just this and the Wii version that went offline, isn't it? But it's certainly a bit more difficult to play than nowadays. Therefore, you know, a lot of people kind of forget this game exists in any form. So we've all got to band together and enjoy it, because it's a great one for sure. But yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. That shouldn't have worked. That should have sent me plummeting to my death, but I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, better than Mario Kart DS. They are fighting words. Mario Kart DS is one of my favourites. I don't know how I'm feeling so far, honestly. It's really up there, for sure. I don't know if I would say it's better, but with, like, it is neck and neck. I don't know. It's tough to say. That still speaks to the quality of it nonetheless, that it is standing up against, like... No, it's not my favourite Mario Kart, but it's like top 3. Definitely. I've not had too much trouble with this race so far, but I know how the rubber banding here goes sometimes. Yeah, exactly, that's what I was about to get onto. Weemfire as well is alive for both of these games. I was talking about this last stream, but the PS3 servers are still really active in the case of that version because of the free online and no hacking needed and all that, so that's always a good way to go in that case. And of course, Weemfire is kind of your only option in the case of the DS version. I am on Melon DS, which does have the capability to connect to Wi-Fi. So I have considered maybe I set up a Wi-Fi stream at some point, or if not, I do have access to a 3DS capture card, so that could also be an option for playing online at this game at some point with, you know, if anyone in the crowd wants to play it at some point. Force Larry onto the online, or someone else who I know who has access to such things. And a big problem activating Wii Phone on the DS is quite an issue since it requires a web connection very much in the past. That's not too bad of a thing to set up, honestly, if you have, like... I think iPhones now make you put in a password. I think that's a requirement now. But certainly on Android, you can still make an insecure hotspot, so as long as you just make it a hidden connection, and you type in the name of your phone's hotspot manually and all that, and turn off your password, then that's a really easy way to get in. I've definitely done that a couple times here and there to get on Wi-Fi on DS games before. It's a pretty good way of doing it. Otherwise, as many people have said before, old router. Just plug it in when you need it, and then unplug it straight away when you're not using it. Yeah. Okay, what we got next? Timed gates. Drive through the blue gates to extend your time and finish the race. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better on emulation. I can't remember how Mel and DS does it, honestly. I think I only messed with it in the very early days. So I couldn't tell you how it does it now, but I think there's a more sophisticated way of doing it. Through Mel and DS, at least. I think it creates like a virtual hotspot or something on your computer and uses that. So I want to go for the... Oh, okay. Oh. So I want to go for the outer rings. Oh, we have actually changed music on the restart. Interesting. Not knowing the track layout is not going to help me much here. Whoa, that was a lot of air for some reason. Okay. So this is very reminiscent of the ring race stuff from TSR, actually. That doesn't really share much in common with the console version of these races, so this must be where they got it from. That's kind of interesting. To me, at least. The only other car game I had on DS was my first experience... Oh, missed it because I was reading chat. It was my first experience with low-effort shovelware. Is that by any chance Hot Wheels Battle Force 5, or is this a different game we're referring to? I mentioned it in the last stream as well. I had Diddy Kong Racing DS. That was... No, I had... What was it? SpongeBob Boating Bash at some point I had as well. That was pretty dire, unsurprisingly. But I know I definitely had Diddy Kong Racing, and I never quite understood it. And I actually, after the last stream, watched footage of the DS version, and I was like, oh yeah, no, it is as bad as I remember. Okay. I always thought it was one of those things where it was a valid opinion to not like it, but also partly nostalgia from N64 people, but no. Yeah, okay, I remember why I disliked it so much after seeing it after that. So, I should stick with my past memories more often. I shouldn't doubt them so much. Okay, so I'm guessing I wanted that gate back there to get the 10 stars. I'm guessing that was partially where I came unstuck here. Oh no. Oh, yeah. Okay, that one gate I missed was my issue there. Okay. Not bad, though. Nice to meet you. I'm from Argentina, a Hispanic country, a fan of Sonic and Sega in general, and it's been a long time since I've watched a stream in English. Welcome! Thank you for being here. As I said, yeah. It's always great to have new people, and especially, you know, if you're if you're speaking another language from your native one, then it's always super impressive. So I'm glad. I have a habit of speaking fast and in a weird way, so I hope not too much of it's getting lost on you. Sorry, that's just how I speak. I need to slow down, enunciate more, and all that. I played some mid but okay licensed titles like Transformers, but Hot Wheels was bad, short, and ridiculously easy. Most disappointing Christmas gift, and I once got a Famiclone. See, I beat so few games as a kid that I even that game probably would have beaten me. I'm trying to think of any game I beat on my own for like a period of time, and I can't think of anything. Can understand you very well. Here since Charles since I teach you how to speak English. Interesting. That's good, because yeah, I guess sometimes learning of the language doesn't always come with like that's what I would always fear if I'd learn another language, is that you gotta understand all the accents, and it's like, I guess in the case of English a lot of the time it's easier to pick up, like, just because of the amount of people and therefore the amount of content online, like a lot of the what am I meant to do? Oh right, this is the knockout race. You know, like the heavier American accents or whatever, like certainly even here, a lot of the time that's all you hear when you're like looking for online content or whatever, so I always go like, man, do I do I have like a super weird voice or whatever? Does it make me hard to understand myself? Do I mumble too much? All that. It's always kind of what I worry a little bit. Just in general, like full stop with the stream, you know. Mandatory part of schools to have good grades in English to move on to the next year or even finish primary or secondary school. That's really interesting, because it's like so different from how we do like languages in schooling and stuff like that, because I don't know, we also do languages, but it's always just considered like it's whatever. It's not taken that seriously, and like for example, like French is pretty much the mandatory language here, and I did it for what, like 10 years? I still couldn't speak a sentence of it. I could, but it's definitely gone in like the 7-8 years since I last did it, or what, however long it's been now. I think it's nearly been 10 years actually. But yeah, like, it's so strange. I don't know if it's like the method of teaching that we use or whatever, but always when you hear of like proficient English speakers from other countries, so often it's like, oh yeah, we learnt it in school, and it's so strange to me, because, well, I learnt languages in school, and I was so disconnected with it that I couldn't get to that point of being fluent in it just from having done it in school. Of course, like listening to other language stuff's important as well to immerse yourself or whatever, but it's just like so different. I really wish we did put more of an emphasis on learning to speak other languages in schools, because after a while you don't have to do it. When you do it, it's just learning phrases rather than learning how to put those phrases into a sentence, or you know, how to like literacy in the language or whatever have you. You know, you just read out the book. Okay, that's what that word means. Put it into this sentence. You know, you never see that sentence in a full sentence or anything like that. It's just cramming, effectively. You know, just the bare minimum to get through. Almost, it feels like. To be honest with you, although it's a language derived from Latin and is half similar to Spanish, I can't even understand 2 words. Well, we're similar in French in that regard then. Ah, the battle maps are actually here. I never thought to check for the battle stuff. That's nice to know, I guess. Okay, find the green gates and drive through them to score. Tails, find the gates. This better not be like that one Bonanza Bros mission that still haunts me to this day. Ultra Heaven, let's go. So I'm not getting much from the map here. What am I? Is there like a certain order I'm meant to drive through these in? So what, is it just the green gates? I'm a little lost. In case you couldn't tell, if it wasn't obvious enough. Oh, the A button drifts? Huh. We used to look up rude words in the translation dictionary. That too. I'm not going to pretend I didn't do that. There's no point. Shoot. Monkey Ball track's possibly the worst track of the game. If you don't know how to drift, the CPU will eat you alive. Yeah, all the Monkey Ball tracks are kind of infamous in their respective games. Even to a lesser extent, the one in Transformed's fine. But yeah, I always hear that opinion of the Monkey Ball tracks. I know we had this discussion last time as well, especially with... Is it still called Sandy Drifts in here? The track layout's basically identical. That's the one that survived the conversion, effectively. So you down here? No? Okay. Learn rude words from English from subtitled movies. That's the correct way to learn a language. You start with the rude words. That's what gets you interested in all the other stuff, you know? So what is the point of the other gates? Is anyone knowledgeable on such subjects? Because I'm just not seeing the point of them as of right now. Do I have to go through them once I've got all the green ones to get the stars, maybe? Anyway, I'll take 6 stars and move on. First stage of the pyramid, that's the most stages down. 1 sec, I'm just going to take a drink break. Okay. So we got half the stages here until I get 90 stars, so... What is the final star count? Oh my goodness. 400. Is that... Don't tell me that's a perfect 10. Right? That's surely not a perfect 10 on every stage, is it? They'd surely let you pass with a passing score, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. That's nice to hear. I mostly do a lot of Sonic and Sega stuff. That's the big one. Sometimes some Nintendo. They're like the two big ones. They're the ones I know the most about, so they're just the ones I play the most. But I do a bunch of other stuff, so yeah, appreciate it if you willing to stick around. Race my way to first. Well, that's easy. I can do that, I think. Unless they've upped the difficulty on me about telling me. In which case, I can't do that. Where are you from? Maybe I didn't hear it. I am from England. It's a place. We're on 3 laps for this one. It was only the very first one we were on 2 laps, I'm guessing. From here on out, it'll just be full races for this sort of thing. I'm glad to be back with Sonic as well. Sonic's a great baseline in all these games. It's got a reputation. It sure does. I mean, I'm not much of a tea consumer full stop, so I'm not sure how much my knowledge will translate here. I know I'm really outliving the stereotype, but I think that's like the general case. I don't know many people like under the age of... It's usually like 30s is almost the cutoff point for tea. It was like a hard cutoff in the 90s, but it's still the stereotype for obvious reasons. But I know so few people who actually drink tea. It's pretty crazy, considering. Sometimes the stereotype just outlives its welcome and then it's just no longer relevant, but you'll still think it or whatever. You know, you all as in everyone else, and it's perfectly fair to think that. But it's like, yeah, I guess it doesn't apply when you actually stop and consider it. It's weird. Coffee's definitely taken the stronghold now. I drink tea a lot, I've been cutting down, but yeah, you're like the one person I can think of, honestly. I cannot name you anyone else I know. And I'm like racking my brain thinking of like, well, aside from family, like older family and stuff, like sibling my age doesn't drink it, all my friends my age don't drink it, all older friends don't drink it. Jeez, Shadow, that is so loud. First, I can understand most of what you say, hope we get along well. Likewise. Yeah, are you cutting down for caffeine related reasons, Aluri, or is it just too much tea? I am a bit of a caffeine. I have a problem with caffeine. Like, I could just say it outright. It's partially the truth. More so from like coffee and mainly energy drinks, to be honest, though. I guess, well, you in parts get it from like chocolate and stuff, don't you? You just never really think about it because it's not the main part you worry about. That's the sugar you mainly worry about in that instance, I guess. Yeah, I don't actually drink caffeine most days, but when I have it, I just have it way too much. Yeah, start having it in the evening as my sleep's improved. Yeah, I'd never touch anything like that in the evenings, personally. Avoid the crabs this time. What happened to touch the pots and avoid the pots, huh? It's one of my favourite missions from that version. But yeah, for sure, like, as I say, you think of like coffee and energy drinks as the caffeinated ones, but tea definitely has it. It's the silent killer in that instance. I mean, I guess it depends on the type of tea as well, because obviously you've got like green tea and herbal teas that help you sleep and all that, so I guess it depends on the variety. You don't necessarily have to cut down on all of it, just certain ones before bed or whatever. But fascinating chat, I know. This remix is so good. I think this beats the original for me, honestly. It sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. My 1 star, no! Oh, the thing's barely at the end of the tunnel here. I was starting to get worried that I was going to run out of time, but no, we got loads of time. That one really is just avoid the crabs. There's nothing in it for like doing it fast or drifting. That's what weirds me out with some of these. Like, there's always the speed element in console, but that carries over because it's literally the Outrun 2 engine, so that's why half the missions carry over there from coast to... Oh, not from coast to coast, from not Heartbreak, what is it called? Heartbeat mode. That's where most of that comes from, the emphasis on doing things fast, whereas this is just do things. Ah, here we go. Don't tell me I do this with Amigo. No, that's not as fun. Shoot as many plant pots as you can. Much prefer how they integrated missions into Transform. Oh, definitely. As you say, that's way more coast-to-coast mode. Whereas... Oh! Okay. I thought I would just be able to drive through them. Because you can do that there. It makes sense. It's huge. How will the game stand out? Yeah, having like a full-on single-player campaign that actually... See, I don't always like benefits being locked behind single-player campaigns in like party-type games, but there's like one instance where I think it really helped. It forced you to get familiar with the control scheme and like the intricacies of the transformations and certain characters and stuff before hopping straight in with like some of the more difficult characters. Locking them behind that mode made a lot of sense therefore, but like Age's unlock requirements are ridiculous and a couple other characters are just nuts. But I get why they did it, and I really like Transformed's single player mode way more as a result, because it just gives a tiny bit more structure to effectively what is just the same things as here. Like, this break the pot mission can easily fit in there, and yet I feel like I have more of an incentive to do it in Transformed almost. I'm just gonna get to the end. Oh, you can do it co-op, it's cool. I honestly forgot you could do it co-op, because I don't think I've ever done that. I've never thought of it as a co-op game, because I've played it in local multiplayer. I mean, I think I can count on one hand the amount of times I've played it on local multiplayer. Maybe like 3 or 4 times. Most people I knew in person didn't like the transformation gimmick. It was way easier to convince them to play the original game because they just could not control the plane, even when they changed the control scheme, the inversion or whatever. That still really threw them off, so I never played it with anyone. I always played it online. Let's say it is the American version, American in term continent, okay, of tea. It's a special herb that you put in a container, you add sugar, you absorb it with a straw. It's different, but it works similar. That is very different, you're right. Huh. Yeah, never... I mean, I've not experimented much with, like, standard varieties of tea here or whatever, so I'm not, like, too familiar with how that would work. But one day, I'm willing to try most things once. At least once, so... That's certainly one of those things. I've got to... I'm curious about this, so I'm going to have to look more into it at some point. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to change over my headphones here. There we go. So I can have one ear in because it was getting a little loud in my ears, and I don't want to keep messing with the volume control on this too much. Speaking of which, let me... How do I change this back to where it was? There we go. I have like a built-in volume on the over-ear headphones I was using, and I got to make sure to move them back, otherwise I'll go, why is everything so quiet? I'll try most things once eventually. I'm not very adventurous. I've definitely got more adventurous with food and drink in the last few years than I ever was. That kind of came with adulthood for me personally, but not everyone's like that. Just got to take things in strides. If you don't have a reason to try things, you're not really gonna try things, you know, like, and that's perfectly okay. Despite what most people will say, you don't have to. Like, creature comforts are there for a reason. It's always nice to try new things, but it's a little overrated in places. Like, there's nothing wrong with what you already like. So I don't like new things. I don't like... Yes, that's definitely what I'd say as well. I don't like the feeling of going in going, what if I don't like it? More than I actually dislike disliking it, almost, I think, if that makes any sort of sense. Drive fast and use all your tricks to beat the pack and win the race. Just win the race again with more flavor text. Even during the British Empire, they wanted to use it as a substitute for tea. Public didn't like it. Yeah, they got too much into the creature comfort. They got way too much into drinking the tea they all liked, and they were like, well, this isn't right. What if someone wastes this thing because I don't like it? That's true as well, yeah. Many opportunities where that's happened. Does the DS version support retro achievements? Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing right now. You might have seen one pop up earlier, but I am hooked up to it. Originally this playthrough was going to be to get all of them, but I think I'm just going to treat this as like a standard playthrough and then do all the retro achievements clean up offline almost. Also, I'm only 2 laps on this one, despite what I said earlier. Yeah, I'm going to treat this just as a standard playthrough and then do some cleanup later, but I don't think I've ever actually mastered a DS game, so it would be nice if this could be my first, but I don't know how confident I am in some of these more difficult achievements and this mission cleanup as well, but I can't imagine it's too bad. But there's a certain point where I'm just grinding the same thing over and over, though I imagine it's not too interesting to watch me do personally on the stream. Don't get me wrong, there's people who can pull that off perfectly, but I never think the grind's the best part of my streams. Run out of things to say and do very quickly. Okay, just got to keep on top of this. So far so good. That sounds strange to you, but as I write, I'm dying of heat of almost 40 degrees. I'm guessing that's 40 degree heat, as in Celsius, right? Because holy moly, if so, I hate heat. I'm sat here with a fan on right now, it's 22 degrees Celsius for reference, and I hate heat so much. This is too much for me. Like, I have the heat on all throughout, oh sorry, I have the fan on, or I keep it really cold all throughout winter. I'm that guy. Grind works well when there's a particular type of streamer or audience interaction. Like, yeah, for sure, I tend to keep it a bit more chill, I like to think. Whereas that doesn't quite work if you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, because then the chat just becomes, oh, the game's not letting me have this thing, rather than actually finding a way to do it about something else almost. Summer here is unbearable, extremely hot and humid at the same time. Yeah, humidity is always what gets me, I feel like, more than the hot. Like, I can deal with the hot, it's when the air's really dry and there. I mean, you've only got a couple months left of winter, and we've only got a couple months left of summer, so other way around, winter, summer. You can hang in there, basically, and I know it doesn't get much better in the summer. It gets to what we'd consider warm, pretty much, in the winter, so other way around again. Your winter's what we consider warm in the summer for the most part. I'm aware of that, but I'm never going to be... But there's always these discussions of, you know, English people, British people, etc. can't take heat. No, I'm first in line. I can't. It doesn't help that I have like a I don't know how you'd quite describe it. I have definitely like sensory issues with heat almost. Like, I get way more warm, way more easily than most people. Most people will go like, it's not warm in here at all, and I'm like, I am absolutely sweating. Anytime anyone ever meets me, it's like, oh my god, why are you so warm? And that just carries all throughout the year. Like, even right now, as I said, it's not even that. That's like winter heat or whatever, and I'm not dealing with it well, so I'll always be thankful for living in somewhere that's like not like a hugely hot climate. When people say, oh, you can't deal with heat, most people go, yeah, we can, our houses just aren't built for it or whatever. I'm like, no, even with the best house on earth, I couldn't... lets all the heat out, I just could not deal with this. This one's about drifting. I am concerned because it's treetops. And yeah, thank you for good vibe talking. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm always pretty happy with where things are for the most part in terms of stream. This isn't like the main thing I do, so I just do it for a little bit of fun every now and then. I have a habit of saying I'm going to stream and then never getting around to it. For example, this playthrough is the first thing I've done in like a month on this channel. I'm a little more active in other places, but I'm always active as a viewer on Twitch, so I always like try and bring what I like as a viewer personally. That's always like very much easier said than done. Like, a lot of people would have cracked the code to success a long time ago if they just implemented what they like as a viewer to the streams, you know, but I always try my best to bring that. At least. A lot of the time that's like enthusiasm, but also knowing when to like it's been a lot, it's been a longish day, for example, today, so it's like, that's a later stream, here in the UK at least. It's 8:30 right now, so, you know, also knowing when to bring it down a tiny bit at least, because, let's be fair, there's not that, the game's interesting, but there's not that much like, oh my god, this is hype or whatever going on in the game, so it's definitely more of a chill one than last time when I was like trying to figure it out, finding all these differences and getting excited about playing this for the first time. It's like, okay, we got that out of the way, so bring it down a little bit or whatever, you know. Alright, so another knockout mode. I don't like controlling Tails on console. He wasn't too bad in that drift challenge, so I'm hoping he's okay. What other games do you play? At the moment I've been doing a lot of playthroughs. I need to catch up very quickly. At the moment I've been doing a lot of playthroughs. They've mostly been Pokemon, to be honest, which is pretty atypical, I'd say. Sonic a lot of the time. For example, we did Sonic Forces Overclocked back around December 24th. It's hyped and nerds who know the console's limitation. That's us, we're the nerds. Yeah, back around December 24th I did Sonic Forces Overclocked. I do, like, quite a lot of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 stuff, to be honest. Yeah, Pokemon has been a lot on the playthroughs recently. It's a franchise I've gotten into in the past couple of years, and I find it brings this sort of energy that we've got tonight to the streams a bit more than, like, say, playing Sonic and hitting some hype trick or going fast or whatever does. So that's what's, like, next in line once I finish All Stars Racing, is I'm going to go back to the DLC of Pokemon Scarlet. It's always fun because we do stuff like, oh, you can do a channel redemption and, like, name the character, or hey, you make me catch this thing or whatever and use it as my team. So I find it makes for a lot of moments like that, so it's always fun to stream based on that. It's always stuff I want to do more of, but yeah, it's really like Sonic number 1, number 2 Sega, number 3 is Nintendo, effectively, so do some more general stuff, like I did Christmas Nights kind of recently as well. Make you play as your anime alter ego. I forgot about that till the other day when I found the Mii that I made of the same character. Yeah, I like things that leads to little moments like that. I don't know what Sonic's doing, by the way. Oh wait, it's because he got eliminated. Oh, okay. That's what's going on. Yeah, like, that's a lot of it. I'm a huge Sega fan in particular. To a lot of people, Sega begins and ends at Sonic, whereas I'm, like, hugely into the consoles and games and stuff. For example, I posted about this on Blue Sky, which is where I'm most active, for, like, social media and stuff, but very recently picked up the Dreamcast Samba de Amigo maracas, and that's, like, we were talking about limitations of this game and being nerdy or whatever. That's like peak nerd to me, is picking up some maracas for that game. I haven't tested them yet, but I'm looking forward to it at some point. Pokemon, my first game in the franchise was Yellow. I played the game in full English because, well, Nintendo on this side of the world is in the USA, and, well, yeah, Nintendo's really bad at a lot of countries, to be honest. They just go, people pirate and import it anyway, so we'll just leave them to it, it feels a lot of the time.
Just call me Sonic.
But yeah, I even, like, when stuff does get officially translated, like, it doesn't go well. Like, I know, for example, European Portuguese always gets really awful translations from friends who always talk about it. Some friends even worked in localization, kind of still do effectively, just because some official localizations of games were that bad, or claim to be English Portuguese and were actually, you know, Brazilian Portuguese and stuff, for example. That's what got them into, like, making localizations for games, was to kind of improve on stuff like that. But even officially, stuff's not safe from that kind of thing. It's really weird, but a lot of the time Nintendo in particular would just go, leave you to your own devices to do it or whatever. We know people just unofficially translate this game, so why bother? And it's like, you kind of should bother. Foster that community to begin with, you know? Okay, there we go. Very big fan of Sega. I have 3 Mega Drives, Game Gear, Dreamcast, and things like that. Very recently got my Game Gear. That's another thing that I got it for a very good price, which doesn't exist nowadays. I was very happy with getting my Game Gear, but got Game Gear, Dreamcast, and things like that. Yeah, fantastic systems, all of them. Large part of the lives of the majority who speak Spanish here, we necessarily play in English, and then the games are exported from Europe because there they did come out in Spanish for obvious reasons, and only in these years do they come by default in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Yeah, I guess back in a... Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm playing with an Xbox controller, so I occasionally press the... I've got to use the B button to accelerate, but I occasionally press the A button and go back. Yeah, I guess due to cartridge size limitations and stuff, quite often you run into problems like that where you just couldn't fit them all on the cartridge. So it's good that nowadays you can pick up a game anywhere and it will have the language you want on it pretty much. Some games that barely have anything on the disc nowadays, but I've bought a bunch of Japanese import games, for example, because sometimes it's just really cheap to get them, even cheaper than buying them locally. That's just how bad our exchange rate is. Oh no, you're absolutely not, no worries. But yeah, because of that, I tend to import stuff like that from places with weak currency quite a lot, and it's great because I'll just pick it up and it's like, oh, perfect. I don't know how much into physical games and stuff you are as well, but I pick up quite a few things that were digital only but were released somewhere else, and because newer consoles are really good at that, it's oh, even though this game was released in Japan as a retail thing, it was digital only here, it still has English on the disc. Cool. We keep doing that. This is great. I'm all here for this sort of thing, Whoa, that was close. This level of detail is crazy. In this stage, yeah, this stage is really cool. Like I said earlier in the stream, I did have the iOS version back when that first came out. Yeah, 100% Aluri. I always find it really interesting to hear a perspective way different from yours. Nice, I got a new... There you go, there's my achievements, by the way. It pretty much, as we established, is just the in-game achievements. Hey dog, welcome! Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for dropping by. Shoot as many creatures. Sure.
I'm Amy Rose.
I'm still so bad at these star boosts. I've got to learn how to do them properly at some point. Is this really what we're going with? Okay. Boo, boo. Oh, whoops. This is gonna... If we have to come back here, this will never not be amusing to me. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going for perfect scores or whatever, so... I've got to keep going, otherwise I'm not going to make it. Keep going, come on. Oh, I actually did. Nice. Viper, what's on tap for tonight's VGM show and Friday's Pick and Mix? No VGM show tonight? That's not been the case for I know what you're confused actually, because I've done 2 specials 2 weeks in a row. But otherwise it is off season. I only do them at the beginning of every month. So next VGM show will be, all being well, I'm trying to think what date it is. Oh wait, I can tab out now, because it won't freeze the game. Of course, the second monitor doesn't let you open the calendar widget. Okay. Next VGM show will be the 5th of February. Next Pick and Mix. Thinking about 13 Sentinels maybe, because I finished that last Friday, so hopefully it's been a week. I always worry when I leave them a week that I'll still have enough to say about the game, but if it's a week, I should be all good, but yeah, Fridays should be, I nearly said House of the Dead because they're talking about House of the Dead in the chat. I'll read that properly in a second. Fridays should be 13 Sentinels, but it's also the deadline for the fan choice song competition, I believe, so if you've not voted and you know what I'm talking about, then feel free to vote. because I don't think I'll be revealing it. I'm assuming I'm going to hand that off to Gabby to reveal who the finalists are, so... But I might talk about it a bit on the show, so... Anyway, to think that the age classification from going up, and remaining a classification for everyone, they eliminated the word dead for House of the Dead to simply Curian Mansion. See, didn't they use, what I found really funny wasn't one of the missions we just had called House of the Egg, even though they can't call it House of the Dead. And yeah, Germany in particular is most likely what caused that. I know supposedly in Transform they wanted Bayonetta but couldn't for the same reason. And that was sort of a thing they couldn't really even get around because Bayonetta, I'm guessing. That was supposedly one of the characters they wanted, so... They're quite strict about stuff like that, but I think even like other countries, even mentioning House of the Dead, because it's an 18 plus or whatever, will bring it up to a similar level. I think that's how it works in certain regions as well. Oh yes, Rush Adventure being a 12. Supposedly there is a reprint of it in Europe where it is a 7 plus, but I've never seen it. I've only ever seen the 12 plus version, all because of one word they didn't realise to change. Here the classification is taken from Brazil, which is in turn based on ESRB, so it's rare to see any censorship.
Hey there, space cats. Ooh la la.
Yeah, ESRB is generally pretty far off. Germany is Germany's the strictest of the European countries, but because quite often Germany itself will get changes and we won't get them in the rest of the European countries. There's a lot of times they can't be bothered with dealing with that, so they just make the changes for everyone. Like, there's a couple instances. I can't think of anything specific, but it does happen every now and then where the German version is just what we get everywhere. Like, Probotector, there you go. Contra would have been perfectly fine to release, as was in basically every other country, but in turn, they were like, it's too much effort to read. We already relocalized the game for this region or whatever, we're just going to release the Probotector in the UK and France and everywhere else anyway. Because. But yeah, there's specific instances like that, and then there's a bunch of stuff I can think about. I could be wrong on this. Someone else might know more than me, but I'm pretty sure Germany got a really censored version of the first South Park RPG. What is it? Stick of Truth. I'm pretty sure their version was really censored and ours wasn't. Ours was way more than America's, but I'm pretty sure less than Germany's. So like that does happen every now and then, but sometimes it's just easier to release one-size-fits-all games. But then the thing about that then is it's great because from like the 6th generation, so like GameCube, Dreamcast, etc. onwards, all the languages are on one disc. So even though that kind of became more of a thing for everyone else, like 8th gen, like PS4 and stuff, like you can. I've done this a couple times. Sakura Wars is the one I can think of. Sakura Wars 5, the one for the Wii and PS2. Really expensive here, like £100+ game. I couldn't convert that off the top of my head, but in Germany, randomly, really cheap. Therefore, I can just get the German copy and do it with a German box. And English is already on the thing, you know, no online update because it's way before online update. It's still just on there. After a certain point you get that, and it's really nice. That's good. Slot machines and Gamecom will be an automatic 18+ rating. Yeah, although you'd assume that, but they were 12s, weren't they, on the eShop, and I'm pretty sure that was after the gambling thing with Peggy already came in. I think so anyway. Yeah, the German version, if we're still on Stick of Truth, is really bad in that regard, but it happens every now and then where we just get the uncensored version. But it also happens where we just get the German version because the publisher gets really lazy. I'm not doing very good on this race so far. Well, it doesn't help that everyone's sending all these missiles at me. Were they? I thought it was like right on the cusp. But Peggy's really weird. It's been brought up a million times because recently it came up again because Black Throat is an 18+, which, yeah, it's gambling or whatever. You can't use real money, but it teaches you how to gamble. Like, okay, you can kind of see that. But then various games with full-on gambling with real money, like FIFA, for example, aren't age restricted. So there's a bunch of examples like that where they're just really weird. One sec, I'm just gonna lock in and then I'll read what I missed. Oh, oops. Okay, should be good. I find it funny talking about age ratings. Like the Genesis version of Wily Rules was released with a plus 13 rating. This was not set by the SRB but Sega's own rating. What's even? Not even gambling. Balatro got an 18 for using poker rules. Like I said, there's like elements of it that teach you to play poker, so I can kind of get giving it a higher rating, but it is a little ridiculous, honestly. Like 51 Worldwide Games, for example, a Nintendo game that came out a couple years ago, has poker. It got like a 7 or something. Actually, no, I think it's is it a 12? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but they randomly got really strict with it all of a sudden. Yeah, what in Mega Man is that violent, honestly? Like, I can think of, like, 8 has the line where he kills Wily or whatever. Like, that's not that bad, is it? For the first 3 games. Here, a game was very rarely censored. Most notable was Carmageddon was banned. Hilariously, only in Buenos Aires. Sorry, I don't know how to say it, apologies. If you went to another district, like it's legal. Yeah, like... especially in landlocked countries, or, you know, countries where you can very easily, like, move between them, banning stuff doesn't always seem like it's a very good idea. Like, it's just so easy to get a hold of in countries like that. It's not like the UK where you physically have to take a flight or, you know, anything like that. Like, or get across on a train and, like, use security. Like, with some countries you can just very easily, or places very easily get between them, etc. So, like, mainland Europe, for example, you know, it's just, I'm pretty sure your passport just allows you to go freely to other countries. So it's like, how effective are they going to be? Is the one person on the security desk or whatever going to know of this one game that was banned like 20 years ago, and when you take your luggage through back to Germany from France or whatever, like, how effective is that really going to be? Like, I can't say in a specific instance, you know, that quite applies, but I can think of that being a thing in, like, certain places near here or whatever. Nice boost. That was a really good boost. I'm surprised that actually gave me. Ow. We're definitely heating up in terms of the competition now. The last couple have been a bit more to the wire, so to say. Why would you fire that past everyone? What benefit is there to that? And yeah, as I already said, might be the reason we've not got them on Switch is just because of Europe. But honestly, I'd chalk that down to Nintendo shenanigans more than Peggy, but I could be wrong on that one. I've been wrong plenty of time before. Yeah, that really was a long time ago, wasn't it? It was like 2015 for 2015 for Red, Yellow, Green, Blue. Yeah, because they released the 3DS models of them, didn't they? I don't have one of them. I have the transparent one. I just don't have. I swear to God. Okay. Yeah, I don't have the transparent one, but I have the one with. I have the transparent one, but not the one with the buttons. But I have the one they did for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Please, please. I get the feeling this isn't happening. I don't think I'm gonna get a boost on this straight, so... It's incredible I came here for the game and you already spent like an hour talking. I do that. I have a habit of just talking. So what, we're probably getting close to halfway done with the pyramid. Okay, so this is like the yellow mission we did earlier, I'm guessing. I see any of the news about the Sonic Heroes English dub. I saw the use of shit was intentional. That's the only one I saw. I've not seen the rest of the panel or any other headlines about it. care to divulge? Because, yeah, it could be interesting to talk about. That's it. Oh, fair enough. So what's the specifics? I don't know any specifics other than that. Like, I'm sure they went into, like, how and why. Is there anything like that that's worth getting into? I'm still not convinced of the purpose of the other gates. Oh, I completely overshot that. I've overcooked that. Can I just... I'm not doing very well at this mission, but it's fine. Sonic Heroes has just so many lines like that, doesn't it? It's one of those cases, like most Sonic games, when people are like, oh, I'll just play the Japanese dub. The Japanese dub honestly isn't that much better. It's not a great dub for either language, honestly. What happened to Heroes every now and then, in the form of a meme, I like to repeat one of his phrases. There we are. Eggman's robots. Leave them to me, son. I did too much. Not the first time Knuckles has said shit. Damn right. Oh, more gates. I love gates. Big gate fan. Sign up sideways from here on out. There they are. Oh no, it's the same line. Yeah, I mean, SA1's just infinitely quotable. Cheesy Hardware's a classic. What else is there? So many good ones. Use yellow gates. Eh? Oh, that's how this is meant to work. Did any of you play Sonic Battle? I did. I never finished it. Yes, this presents a problem. Sonic Battle, I can't remember what story I got to. I still have my cartridge around, so I could look one day, but I keep meaning to go back to it sometime soon. Maybe I stream that. Not guaranteeing, but could do. Okay, I kind of need to start boosting. Use any game, okay. Yeah, no, I want to go back to it at some point. It's a fun game. It's obviously not like a amazing arena fighter or anything like that, but it's still a good one. Okay. Going back to VGMcha, when will a new season begin? I've not really thought about it, honestly. By the end of it, I did, what, like 100 episodes back to back? I just ran out of ideas by the end of it. It was the same with Pick and Mix. It was like, I had no ideas for a while. So I just gave it like 9 months or whatever, and then I came back and had loads of ideas. I'm not saying that's how long it's going to be. I'm just saying quite often I'll be like, I don't know how I'm feeling right now. Like, right now I still can't think of anything I really want to do with it. So if I'd be bringing it back, I'd just feel like it was really stale, honestly. Because by the end it just got to, here's a game that came out, I'm going to talk about it. I got bailed out by that being a thing. Like, oh, Astrobot's coming out and a couple other of these things coming out. Let's play the music and talk about them. I didn't want it to just fall into that every single week going forward, and especially once the game release is dried up, it's like, I can't even do that going forward. So, honest answer, I don't know. I'm still doing the monthly ones because I really enjoy doing the recap episodes, but that's it for right now anyway. I'm putting all my energy into both streaming and Pick and Mix, so sorry, no further news on that one. I don't know if it's something from the Spanish translation, but in Rouge's campaign, she always says the word shit. It's a game that's rated for everyone. Might be a Japanese thing. I don't know how far down the chain Spanish would be. Like, does it come from English or does it come from Japanese? If that makes sense. Is it a translation of a translation, or is it just a straight translation? I don't know, but they're a little more open with swearing generally in the Japanese dubs of like Sonic stuff, mainly X. I don't think it's really as much of a thing in the games, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was a translation, but it does happen every now and then. No worries. kind of hinting a bit, half jokingly, half not, but it does happen every now and then. And yes, he does indeed swear, and the OVA is the other exception. I mean, so you say this a lot. There's a scene where Sonic quite literally gives the middle finger, but in the English dub they pretend that's not what's happening, even though it most certainly is what's happening. Like, it happens every now and then, mostly in the non-game media, but it does happen. He was pointing. No, he's not. No, he's not. We kid ourselves. He's very clearly gesturing it to him now. That's made much clearer in the sub. There are much more accurate subs out nowadays. I'm pretty sure it's like less liberties taken, but I'm pretty sure it's still like he's jeering and gesturing at him rather than pointing anywhere. I could be wrong, but I have to leave because I'm literally roasting alive. Hope to see you more often and find you really likes you. The whole culture shock is fun, and hugs to everyone. Take care. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you a bit more soon. But yeah, take it easy. I can imagine it's it's a little rough considering it's still the middle of the afternoon there. So definitely, if you can, find a way to cool off. But otherwise, yeah, have a good day, and see you soon. Right, get behind. I mean, I'm gonna get really behind because I keep bonking walls. So, anyone else drinking Switch 2 copium right now, or is it just me? I do believe people that they've heard that it's coming now. But it wouldn't shock me. I think it's less people are lying and more... There's enough sources to where it was probably at least considered for today, as in the announcement. Nintendo are the sort of company who would just move things just to make people look wrong. You know, so I don't quite know where I stand on that, but I'm certainly hoping. Apparently the original Switch teaser was, as in, hey, tune in for more info, was posted at like 1 AM UK time, and right now it's only 9, so there's still hope, effectively, but I don't know. I like everyone else, I'm kind of ready. I'm done with waiting for this damn thing. I can't even afford it, so it's not even like I gotta get it on pre-order, but I'm just done with waiting for this thing. I just want to know more. Oh. I meant to do that. If I don't remember, someone remind me after this mission to go back to the main menu, because I should actually spend some of my points. The deck has kind of stemmed my desire to upgrade. See, that is perfectly fair. Ironically enough, you know, I'm a deck user or whatever, right? Like, I should feel like I'm in the same position, but I've already kind of stated my reasoning, I think, before. I'm just not, because I still, out of convenience, reach for the Switch. Like, most of the time if I'm playing handheld, I'm gonna want to do some full multiplayer, and it's just so much easier. Oh, I closed the lid. I hit the... The right trigger is set to the lid button on my emulator, so I caught it with my hand. I was like, what on earth is going on? Right. Shopping time. Thank you. Oh. It's the wrong one. Right. Shopping. Did I get some more races? We've not made as much bank as I thought we would, honestly. I think we can still afford everyone, though. No, but can we? Biomechanical resonance. I will get the rest of the music, actually, right now. Oh. Is there another page? Is that what's going on? No? Oh, it's crank the heat up. Right, I was gonna say. I should focus on races and main courses. I'm surprised by how well balanced the money stuff is in this game, because if you just did all the Grand Prix and mission mode on console, you'd barely have anything. Like, you'd have so little, and yet I've nearly bought everything. That's way better money management, because by the time you're done with both of those things, realistically you're going to want to go online or multiplayer or whatever, so that's a positive in favour of this game to me. You have to grind so much for all the stuff on console, which I've done many a time. I don't mind it necessarily, but yeah, this is just way more nice, to be honest. This is a much better way of doing things. Jeffrey Akira. Who do I want more? I guess you. And then, Big Zobio. So I need 2 more. So I need 60k, so 160k for the rest of the races, and quite a bit for the courses. I'm just going to estimate it too. So hopefully might be done with them by the end of the mission mode. Honestly, that's, like I said, that's really much better balanced. Okay, right. Gonna take a second to readjust in my chair. Quick drink. And let's get locked in. Don't put my other headphone in. There we go, that's better. Okay, shoot and eliminate the other racers while avoiding their traps. Oh, that's actually a item mode. Okay.
Here come the GGs.
Okay, so this is like knockout races, way more from Transform rather than the other way around. Can I just absolutely rinse him in the first lap? That'd be incredible if I could. Oh, that's gonna hit me. I know that's gonna hit me. Sorry. I overcooked that. See, the problem is they're gonna start. Oh, they can't get missiles because we're locked to punching gloves. Okay, that's good. Backwards. Got him. Let's go. Here come the GGs when the streamer accomplishes something. Got any claps in chat? Anyone got any clappy emotes? I actually did add some more stuff to the BTTV, by the way, so we got some emotes in here. If you're not familiar, I should make a command for this or something. I was gonna then say the command name. It doesn't exist. Like, what's the point? Oh wait, I just realised there's not really much point speeding up here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I added a couple more. If you're not familiar, search for Best Twitch TV or Frank Face Z. Both of them are free extensions for your browser that let you use custom emotes. So we got loads on the channel basically, and they're way better than the equivalent of my actual emotes. So feel free to have a look at them. Oh, I should have committed to that a bit more. Oh, you fucking idiot. Purple TV on mobile also available, indeed. I don't actually use Purple TV much nowadays. It's not got an update for a while. I can't remember what mine's called. I used something that was available on, what's it called? What's the name of the open source app store? F-Droid. There was something on F-Droid that looked like it kind of fit the bill, so I'm using that at the moment, but Purple TV, if you have Android, is also great. Come on, get him. Oh, you... Come on. Ah, that nearly got me. Get in. Oh, damn it. This is lethal. Got him. Jackie, no, mate. Oh, that's what I meant to do. I meant to change my profile picture at some point. Mario Kart 8 Battle Mode. Nah, this is... Actually, no, this is Mario Kart 8 Battle Mode. You're not wrong. Shoot the crows. Okay. Oh, lordy jamming. So how long have I got if I've got to do the whole course? Oh, okay. Alright, so no time to sit and farm points or whatever. You just gotta keep going. See, this is slightly less weird than whatever the zombies did. So you've got to get all of these pretty much to get the stars done, I'm guessing. So you're on hardcore. I assume I'm on hardcore. I'm now going to check. I only really do hardcore because that's how I've always emulated games anyway, for the most part. I say that, I did used to scum save states quite a lot, but my rule generally is if it's an official emulator, i.e. a collection, I don't mind, or, you know, Switch Online or anything. If it's through that, I don't mind, but if it's an unofficial emulator, I'll generally avoid save stating. Personally, that's how I do it, so yeah, I've been on hardcore for like a good chunk of the time once I learned what it was. For some reason, I did a bunch of, well, Nights into Dreams I did on softcore originally for some unbeknown reason, but I did go back and fix that. And one of my biggest non-cleared game is Super Smash Bros. On 64. For some reason I did that softcore even though I didn't use any save states. So, and yeah, like, I have no issue with save stating, as you say. I don't either, it's just not how I personally play games. But I usually find I stop enjoying a game before I reach that point. See, for me, it's necessary to continue enjoying the game. Like, I never would have finished Mario Land 2 if it wasn't for the save states on Switch Online, for example. I just wouldn't have bothered finishing it. But that, to me, is the developer saying, okay, we understand the game might be a bit difficult, we're giving you this luxury, as opposed to me going, this game's too difficult, I'm going to make my own solution to this. Like, as I say, I'm perfectly fine with other people doing that, but I'm not one of those people who's like, you cheated the game and yourself, or whatever, but I feel like I've cheated myself when I do that. I don't think other people have cheated, but to me it doesn't feel legitimate. Other people can do what they want, and I think softcore's a great thing, and I wish they'd put more emphasis on it, honestly, because it used to be the default feature, and then they made it hardcore at some point, and just softcore just gets less and less interested. It's like the dirty word or whatever now, and it's like, I play hardcore because it's just how I play games, personally. If I really want to play Ristar with save states or whatever, then I'm just going to use Switch Online, because it's on there, and Nintendo have said, hey, this game's difficult, just use these or whatever, so that's different to me, personally, than taking matters into my own hands, but everyone's free to play games how they like, so don't let my opinion influence people, is basically what I'm saying. Drift to score, okay. I wonder what you thought of Ristar. Yes, because I thought, oh my god, I would never want to play Ristar without save states on my first playthrough. If I'm playing a game 4 times to be able to finish it, I'm going nuts. On another note, I'm thinking about playing the Japanese version of Ristar at some point, since I didn't know it was easier. I knew it was different, but I didn't know it was easier. So here we go. You were waiting for it. Oh, this is good. Yeah, it wasn't my first, it was my 4th, exactly. I could never get to that point. I've done that a couple of times with like games I really care about, but it's like Sonic 1 Master System and stuff like that. I still can't finish Sonic 2 Master System. I've done that game like 4 times, and I hate doing that sort of thing. It sucks the enjoyment out of the game for me, even if I do want to one day be able to do it. It's like, you don't want that to be my first experience of finishing the game or whatever, but I do want to go and say I did it like the proper way one day. You know, personally, but everyone's different on that sort of thing. I didn't drift enough. Thank you, K-Dog. Appreciate that. Yeah, feel free to come and join the Discord. It's mainly just there for getting pinged about when streams are live. So, if that interests you, feel free. Otherwise, we don't do a whole lot in there. Every now and then, Lahari mainly will post something related to the stream. We'll talk about something and she'll put it in there. It's really about all we use it for. It's not as, like, a big streamer thing or anything like that, it's just there. Because I realised with all the splintering of Twitters and me not being on there while everyone else still was and all this other stuff, I was like, oh yeah, it's really difficult to know when I'm live, I should make a Discord. And now everyone's on Blue Sky for the most part, so it's a bit less of a hassle, but it still automatically pings you, so it is quite handy, I find, at least. I like that sort of thing for other streamers, so I thought I'd set it up. Yeah, feel free to pop along if you so feel like it.
Let's go.
Oh, here we go. Alright, avoid that huge -5 gate, first of all. You absolute troll. I get the feeling the troll bits like this are going to come along more and more as I continue with this. I'm a little fearful. So we completely got rid of the boss fights things. We've not had any so far, but I could be mistaken and maybe there are some, but I don't like the boss fights much on console, so if that's a limitation thing, I'm not going to cry over spilt milk exactly. Whoa! I'm... Holy shit, okay. Really? That's 1 star? Oh, because I failed. Was I on more stars before that and I just didn't notice? Yeah, let's do that again.
Bring it on!
So effectively just gotta go full throttle and the timer's gonna troll me the whole time, so I get to look forward to that. I still don't really like that corner even now, but I made it, so that's fine. We'll join Sally Maxed Out on Discord servers. How? The less servers I can be in, the better. Respect to you, I guess. See, I'm with a Larry. The thought of 1 million pings on Discord is a little stressful. Yeah, likewise, not a dig either. I'm just impressed. Okay, finish first.
I am Dr. Eggman.
At everyone times 1,000. Does that actually work? It highlighted it as if at everyone is a user that you can ping. That better not be a thing. If Twitch adds at everyone, it's over. See, not many, I don't know, anyone in here still has Facebook installed. I'm aware I'm of the minority. I mostly just share memes, check what's going on in my town every now and then, but an arcade page I follow, @ followers and @ top fans on every single post. So multiple times a day I'll go, oh, I got a ping on Facebook. Oh my god, it's the same arcade telling me they have a 2 for 3 deal right now. I'm not even near them right now and they're still pinging me. Like, who added that feature, man? You have to know that's being used for that. Like, I'm aware of all the stuff going on Facebook. I should probably, probably use it less, but there are some things I could probably get on Facebook or whatever. Now, Instagram, on the other hand, that place is a part of shit. I don't use that voluntarily, but... Hey, if someone wants to release a handy tool to remember when all my friends' birthdays are, shut up, I know it's called a calendar, don't say it. Game audio is a bit loud. Amy Rose be doing that. Like, the All-Stars, I was complaining about this yesterday, are so loud compared to the rest of the music, and I don't know why. It makes it a bit annoying to balance, honestly. I'm sure some other sounds have probably been a bit too loud as well, but I listened back to the VOD the other day and they were kind of manageable. But the All-Stars just drown out so much, and I don't know why. SEGA audio mixing, basically. See, like, this song feels okay. And then Shadow's theme earlier, like, blew my ears out. It's one of the reasons I switched to an in-ear headphone rather than having my overheads on. So I could barely hear the game, and then it was like random sound effects just... Oh yeah, SEGA audio mixing for real. For real, for real. And speaking of audio mixing, I'm still going to apologise for my clicky D-pad, because it is in fact very clicky. It's like when they pulled the All-Star music, they didn't normalise it. You know what? That is actually it. That's surely what it is. I bet if I looked at all the rest of it in a waveform, it would be real quiet. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I bet that is actually what the issue is. Whenever they mastered the actual in-game music, they would have obviously put it at a master level. Whereas they just took whatever source they had for all the All-Star stuff and just bit crushed it. And that's probably why they did it. I don't know what I did. If anyone wants to tell me what I did before I can see, feel free, but I don't think I did anything. Oh, I shouldn't have dropped that there. I might actually get overtaken. Nope, never mind. Oh yeah, so like Mario Kart, can I tap the bottom screen and have anything happen, or is it just static in this game? I know you can change on Mario Kart DS, you can change what shows on the bottom screen if you tap it. Gotta wait for Cloudflare. Oh, we love a little security check every now and then. Are you a robot? It's gotta be better than this. Holy shit, man. Like, can you give him something other than rockets? My god. Is he still got them? Is that what the screen flashing is? And there it is again. Luckily we finished in time, but it began to blow my ears out because I only turned it down on your end. I didn't turn it down on mine. Avoid all hazardous defenses during a lap as Dr. Eggman and Sonic the Hedgehog Dark Arsenal. Apparently I did do something. I thought it would be like hit an enemy with an item or something like that. Collect as many bananas as you can and collect. There's slightly less mission objectives than there are on console, but it's a little side mode. I don't mind. Oh, not just some bananas, bunches of bananas. Also, guess what? This sound effect is really loud. Why? It's almost like they took it from Banana Blitz and just called it a day. I really should have gone into the pit. Looking that up reminded me I should get back into Jumping Flash. Still never played it. I've got it on PS5 because I bought it on PS3 years and years ago at Electric Boogaloo's recommendation, and thankfully that carried forward to the PS5 version, so I should really get to it. I don't know why they've not done Jumping Flash 2 yet. That would be nice. But one of those things, whenever I'm at my PS5, I go, I should play that, and then I never do. I could just emulate it, of course, but now I own it, so I should probably play the official version, plus I can use my own rules and save scum. Avoid the speakers. Speakers? Oh, it's an added gimmick, I'm guessing. It's not already in the stage. Yes. I was thinking of the speakers from Rocky Coaster or whatever it's called on console. That doesn't count. What? That's not a speaker! That's cheated. That's cheated out of that one. Well, so is Big's voice different from console? Did they record new lines for him here? Because I feel like I've never heard that time to get serious one in my life. Wait, are they that desperate for samba music they can use in this version? They're using the song that they made up for the victory animation as a full song. No way. That is unreal. Oh. Huh? Oh. I might actually not make this now. Okay, very close. Big's voice is definitely different. I'm confident of that. Okay, that's a free mission to come back to if I end up needing to grind stars for the top of the pyramid. Shoot and eliminate other raid. Okay, it's the same thing we've already done. I just keep reading them as if they're going to be something different, but I think we've very much seen all the types of missions by now. So that was almost a fuck and a bollock. Maybe. I'm lost. Catch me up here. Also, guess what? It's Jackie No Mate's time. Okay, that doesn't count as a hit. I was going to say, I would have taken it, but it still would have felt janky if that counted as a hit towards him. That was so close. Yeah? I don't think that was what I was going for. Maybe I was. Maybe I just don't know my own intentions. Everyone else knows better than me now. It's written all over my character. Can you just... I'm restarting this. He was never going to catch up even if I didn't... I was never going to catch up even if I didn't hit that. That was entirely avoidable.
You'd better be ready.
Third try. Okay, so he does that every time. I feel slightly less bad for him now knowing that. Well, it works. Oh, I don't have any more items. Ah. Got him. Come on, that's a good angle. I believe. I don't believe. My believing days are long over. Please, just let me catch up for like 2 seconds. I don't want to have to go backwards to hit you. Like, I ain't doing that. Please. Go on. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm ready for beat. Hey. It didn't work. Akira's off rescuing Robo. He's a good-hearted guy, that Akira. I should just fire forward. I should stop thinking about it. That's what all the other races do. I say as I get hit. Yeah. I know I could get away with that, but I need more stars than that.
My name is Jackie Bryant.
Really? No one else there? Not the more iconic of the two, perhaps? No, just Jackie? Okay. You... Okay. I would have been slightly mad had none of this.
Yes.
Oh! Alright, well, they can take each other out. Sorry, I'm putting a bit too much strategy in this. I should just fire them all ahead. It seems to work just fine. Is that timer counting down? What is the noise? Come on, get him, go on. Nice! Don't know if you've been seeing the low poly animals I've been showing on Blue Sky, but they did a pet rock. So they only had to spend 5 minutes. Gotta respect the grind, or rather lack thereof, honestly. That's inspiring. Alright, we are definitely more than halfway through these at this point, I feel like, right? I don't think I have. I don't tend to see a repost on Blue Sky all that often, from what I know. For some reason. I don't know why that is. Oh, so that's how this is working, I think. Oh, okay. No? Oh, yes, okay, right. So you can get a better idea of where green's gonna be, so you can angle yourself. Oh, okay. That's how this works. Right. Oh, I always drift and try and get fancy with it. You should just drive through them. You are there. Fuck's sake, I was gonna say speaking of which, and I did it while I was saying speaking of which. Like, you can't have anything anymore. But nice to be able to enjoy social media again. See, I think I'm already beyond that point of love of Blue Sky. I honestly find it can be quite toxic. The way I've described it for the last couple months is, it's Twitter again if you thought the only problem with Twitter was Elon Musk. It wasn't. I had a kind of hatred of that site before that point. Like, I still used it, because everyone used it. It's the only way you can talk to half your friends. But I didn't like it. It feels like we're very quickly slipping back towards, say, like 10 years ago on Twitter or whatever. Like 2016, 2017, where I was like, it's perfectly usable. It's a nice site. You can chat to your friends and see all the cool stuff, but there's that little underbelly. See, I could say that as well, but I've got enough people who just do what they did on Twitter, which is just repost the worst people. And it's like, I wish I didn't see that. Learn some etiquette. You don't have to dunk on people. You can just have fun. Share the good stuff, not the bad stuff. I should also do that. I always forget to turn off Explore. See, there's like an animal pictures tab, which is like, it's like, you know, dog pictures, cat pictures. It's a minefield, let me tell you, because I don't know how it curates. Maybe the people themselves have posted pet pictures, but it very quickly gets into borderline NSFW furry stuff very quickly on those feeds, and I have to go, oh god damn it, it was cute for a minute. Like, I have to do so much blocking on that. Same with Discover. Discover's very much a mute/block platform. Not for those reasons, dear god no, but yeah, I find the only tab that I can actually open for that reason is follow. I just don't touch the other two. But someone will be arguing about politics on Discover, and it'll be Russian roulette on the supposedly cute pictures tab, so I'm like, right, following only. I'm in this for life. I also wish muting was a bit less extreme, because there are some people I follow who do post stuff that I don't personally want to see as their main sort of content, and it's like, well, they've turned that way since I followed them or whatever, and it's like, I don't want to unfollow you, but... And muting is really good on Blue Sky, but it's also in turn really good on Blue Sky. Like, you don't see their notifications or anything, which is perfect if you're dealing with a troll or whatever, but if you're just dealing with someone whose posts you just kind of don't want to see, or their repost or whatever, then there's just not really a good way to deal with that right now, honestly. There are some people who I have who do every now and then post something at me, and I just don't catch it because I just have them muted, because I personally don't want to see what they're posting. There's no good way to take that off my timeline but doing that. Like, the curation tools definitely still leave a little bit to be desired. Like, Twitter was pretty good at that for the most part until the blocking exodus happened. And then Mastodon's really good at that. Like, Mastodon's great. There's like if someone's posting spoilers about Sonic 3, for example, and you're seeing it in 2 days, you can, I mean, I'm preaching to the crowd here, and Ilari's the only one listening, but if anyone else is listening to the replay, or is interested in the lurk or whatever, like, you can mute them for 2 hours. There is an option to just mute them for a really arbitrary amount of time. Awesome. That's a really good feature. Can we have that on more things, please? Like, are we in for a night of them posting questionable content? I can just mute you full stop, or I can mute you 6 hours. I've not had to do that, thankfully, but that's the perfect tool for that sort of thing. It's the perfect tool for if you're watching a movie. Keyword blocking's much better on there as well. Like, I thought that was perfect. Blue Sky's a huge downgrade in that regard, but even Twitter on features like that. I keep getting people follow fishing for commissions. I get that on Twitch more than I get that on Blue Sky. No one DMs me on... I don't think I've ever used the DM feature on Blue Sky. What do you reckon it is? Do you think some sort of content bot, like, fishes like, oh, I can tell because you have TFP buy in your bio or whatever? Is that what you reckon they do, or does it seem more personal? I'm kind of curious, because I get people doing self-promo stuff in here all the time, but I've never really dealt with it on social media, but people I know deal with it all the time. It's like, what am I not doing that they're doing? See, I think people just assume you're a VTuber in most circles. I've been in so many chats that are like, do you want a VTuber avatar? It's like, I don't use a camera. That's happened to me, in case you can't tell. I don't use a camera. I use one like once every 6 months. There's no room on this current layout for me to put a VTuber unless I want to cover half the screen, and even then, I'm not in a rush, so... yeah, I guess that makes sense. So what, it's real people seeing the avatar and going, VTuber? That's really weird, and I mean, I've heard the stories, so I know it gets weirder than that, but yeah, people. It's nice for the most part that in a lot of these missions you could also get away without drifting, I say as the drift kills me. Like, it's not that strict about it, minus the drift missions, which is nice. I'm a fan of that. I need to stop for a drink in a second. Yeah, that too. That is very true, actually. So, do you reckon it's like a... oh, fuck's sake. They look through the follower list or whatever, then, maybe? So I'm kind of curious as to how these things work. Like, see, I guess you could argue if you're fishing for VTuber commissions, Blue Sky is probably going to have a few more options than Twitter does nowadays. So I guess it makes sense, but I just don't think of it as a good scam / money-making breeding ground as such. But maybe it is for specific circles or whatever, I guess. Because I just still, in my brain, think of it as too small to want to bother scamming on or whatever, but maybe it's not. Yeah, that must be it, having kind of discussed it through like this. I'm guessing that must be what it is. I think because I've hit like 1 or 2 gates, the score's going to be really bad, so I might honestly just take the chance to redo this, depending on how this looks at the end of the... the missions here, or mission rather here. This is getting way too close to time anyway. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say we're in dodgy territory right there. Yeah, let's do that again with a bit more feeling this time. Okay, don't drift for this stupid checkpoint, because Towers' turning is really sharp anyway, so I don't have to bother with that. Dodge the same one I got last time. Okay, we're in a much better position again than we were. Oh, shit. That wall rebound did me so dirty. Might be okay, but I might not be. Oh no, we're in the exact same position we were. Same gate as well, man. Oh, different gate screwed me up. Same gate I couldn't make it through. The one time you don't want guardrails, I know, right? The one time. See, most stages keep a very similar look to console, but this stage goes in a really different direction. Like, it's mostly the colouring, the use of way more red than purple. Most other stuff's the same, like geometry and, you know, what the geometry's trying to convey and stuff like that, but pretty interesting. This one looks radically different. Alright, much better. Mostly. Oh no, this is leap years better than where we were. surprised it never came to PSP. I'm guessing the market just wasn't there, right, by that point. 2010, PSP slim pickings in 2010, in the West at least. I mean, Japan's still clinging on quite well in 2010, thinking about it. This game didn't come out there, so... on any console, I don't think, so... I guess that's the logic. I'm trying to think of big PSP titles in 2010 over here, like... I only think licensed stuff was kind of coming out by 2010, right? Because the only thing I can think of is, like... a couple Lego games around that time period. I think, Lego Harry Potter was 2009, 2010? I can't think of much else that was overseas kind of by that time period, so I'm guessing that must have been the reason. And yeah, no interest in this game over in Japan. Even if there was, they might have just gone, Vita's too close or whatever. A couple devs did that by that point in the PSP, but Sega was still sticking on actually, so they probably wouldn't have done that. Avoid. PSP didn't get Classic Collection. Oh, Sonic Classic Collection on PSP would have saved that. They already had a decently working emulator. It was my first PSP game. That both of those should fit, by the way. Let's establish that. Yeah, it was my first PSP game, but I couldn't tell you about the quality. But I feel like the Mega Drive Collection was a halfway decent emulator. Certainly, from the consumer perspective, a much more competent emulator than Genesis DS, which, don't get me wrong, still really impressive, doing the best it can on the hardware. Should it have been the approach they took for Classic Collection? No, they should have ported it, of course, but whatever, desperate times, desperate measures. All things considered, Genesis DS is pretty impressive, but from the consumer perspective, it's a pretty dire way to play an official version of Sonic 1. And all the other games as well. But the PSP emulator, I feel like I remember, not being very hardware accurate or good or anything, but I feel like it was alright. This is going to be very close. I actually don't think I'm going to make this. Do you actually have to drift around this one? Nope. I could already do Sonic 1 and 2, and yeah, especially on DSi. See, I always played it on DSi. I had a... Wait, I failed that? Huh? Pardon? But yeah, I only ever played Classic Collection on DSi because I always had one once it came out. That was my main DS after 2009. How did Sonic 3 not make you sick? I didn't go to the special stages, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's why I have no memories of it being awful. I was a young child, there you go. I never really played and finished all of the classics till way later. Sonic 3 2014-ish would have been when I first actually finished it and started caring a lot about the game as opposed to just playing it. 1 and 2 I didn't finish till way later because they're a little bit harder in places. Yeah. Actually no, that's fine. I had one crash last time as well. Yeah, no, I just wouldn't have noticed the intricacies, and then I've unsurprisingly not really had a reason to go back to Classic Collection in the past. 2014, I think was the last time I played it, because it was easy enough to record DS games at some point, more than it was other consoles, so back when I was getting started with like content creation and stuff, I recall using it to play Sonic 1 for a video. It's probably long dead on the archives. I can find other stuff from that time period pretty easily. This isn't making it, by the way. But that one is pretty dead in the water. Speaking of which... yeah, no, the special stage is the worst part of Sonic 3. I mean, we've been watching the same stream. I think the rest of it's okay, isn't it? Right? I don't remember it being that bad, but yeah, the special stage is looking at those on that stream didn't really want to be sick, so I can attest to that in the modern day, I guess. Don't worry, I'm not aiming to complete those achievements, so I'm good. Fuck no, every time I look at like half the sets people stream, I go, absolutely not. I use the term last stream. Most retro achievement sets are just legal CBT. There we go. Like, they're so torturous. I don't get why people do some of those for fun. That's why I really handpick the sets I do. Like, Knights is just, hey, you already did the Steam achievements? Perfect. It's not that much worse. Like, cool, I'll do that. All of the games I've got basically follow those simple rules for the most part. I don't do anything ridiculous or stupid or needlessly grindy or luck-based. Some people just go, 200 achievements of Sonic Classic Collection, even though it's utter bosh. Like, yeah, I'll do that. Sonic Drift's unironically a great set, so yeah, I should do that at some point, because it did look good from what you showed of it, so... You know. That's why I very carefully pick and choose things, as opposed to going, I like Mario 64 or whatever, I'm going to do that. Like, obviously it's going to be an awful set, because Mario sets are like that on Retro Achievements.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed, Mr. Zobio. See, this looks less weird than the other cars do. Like, it's less apparent that someone else is meant to be in here. Oh my god, your handling is so bad. I've just come off the back of having a really good handling with Tails and Knuckles, and this, not so much, honestly. Whoa, I always still get a little scared that some of those jumps aren't gonna choreograph themselves properly. Oh, this remix is great. Wake me up when House of the Dead Remake 2 has music as good as this. I'll be waiting. I am so below par. Actually, I'm not. Really made me engage with and appreciate that game. Whereas I've only really messed with 2, and even that's only a tiny bit, so... Probably a good excuse to do just that. Just need to grab the legal ROMs at some point from somewhere. I know I mean I have SADX sitting about, but... Meh. The problem is I think the tool that people made to rip them from SADX is actually made for the Steam version, because I think they're still in the Steam version, so I'd have to uninstall all my mods just to get the Game Gear games out. Which effort, but I always like having legal ROMs, or whatever you want to call them in your neck of the woods. Got... who am I missing? La la. There we go, just tracks at this point, right? Let's see. Should I start expensive? Just get the sting out the way. Oh, they are, because mods re-enable them. I think most of the mods just convert it to the 2004 version, though. That's what I always assumed. Because that's what Better SADX always did, and that's certainly what Dreamcast conversion does now. It just overrides all the files with the 2004 versions. But are there actually mods to re-enable them within the 2014 version? See, because everyone just calls it 2010 because that's when the port came out, but I think Steam actually did get updated in 2014. I know for a fact Space Channel 5 has 2 Steam PC ports. I'm pretty sure SADX does as well. It got randomly updated at some point to be marginally better, but it's still not good. Far from it, as a matter of fact. Right, okay. Back to missions. At the very top, we're gonna have more than enough, I think, by the time we're there. So what? I need 50. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be okay. Updating SADX is polishing a turd. SADX is fine. It's just the ports. I tell people this all the time. People obviously don't go back to it on GameCube, because why would you? But the GameCube version is really serviceable. Like, the lighting's good, the model quality's fine, 60 FPS is really nice. Like, it was only really the first PC port that began breaking things. Like, it's really good on GameCube, honestly. I should go back to that version. I mean, I probably will. This Retro Achievement set is supposedly always happening for that game. So that'll be the excuse, I guess. That's not an awful version. I think people just go, Sonic as a whole is a lost cause. Like, it's not. It's fine. Like, there's random little things that are broken here and there, but it's just the ports of it that kind of ruined it. Like, the original baseline of GameCube is relatively solid, honestly. It just gets forgotten because who's playing it on GameCube? Everyone's at minimum playing 2004 PC with no mods before they're going, oh my god, this is awful. This makes you go so slow. I mean, Amigo's one does as well, I think, but I guess at least the benefit is everyone goes slow minus Ulala, so it's not as bad. Oh. Whoa. That's choo-choos, you know. So this is just a normal race, I think, rather than a knockout, so doing okay then. Oh yeah, no, it is just a normal race, people will be gone by now. Oh! Again, with the extreme missile usage. Oh, you just bounce all over the shop with these poor jumps. This still looks like snow to me. Like, I know it's just a lighting thing, but come on, it's snow. Again? Why? At least she's at the back, so it doesn't really have much of a chance to catch up. I randomly disappear, I didn't get to a plug in time. No worries, hello. Ah, the old 1%. A 1%er are we? Interesting. Fascinating, even.
Mission accomplished.
9. Oh. I'll make it to a plug before then. 8. Dare I say 7? Shoot the robots. Okay.
Who are you, and how do you know my name?
Oh, my tablet is shot. Okay, fair enough. All is forgiven. You'll be forgiven for missing the stream this one time. But that voice clip is a choice. Yeah, I never got it. Like, it's so... Like, they try and make these, like, broad strokes voice clips used for everyone else, and they're just like, here's this really niche, specific voice clip for Shadow that we're gonna use.
Guess that was all right.
Six. 5. We're really getting low on missions now. We're right at the top of the pyramid. Okay, time to get the Olympic rings. There appears to be a few missing, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I think I'm going to go plug in and lurk while making supper. Yeah, no worries. Feel free. I can't imagine we'll be here for more than like half an hour 45, so probably a sensible idea to go and get yourself some food. So, well, I was going to say speak in a bit, but I'm speaking now. I will continue to speak, but speak to you personally in a bit. There we go. I managed to make that really weird by not over-enunciating. What's the word? Making it really verbose. That's the word I was looking for. I'm so... Okay, we're good. I didn't want to have to do that again, even though it was a pretty easy mission, so I'm glad I got my 10 stars and I'm out. Right, it's to the finish. Sure. Another samba track at that.
Let's go.
So, the two samba tracks we've got are remixes of the samba opening. The song they composed for the opening of the samba stages and the song they composed for the ending of the samba stages. Just to be clear. That's what we're going with. I'm just still so surprised by it. Like, seriously, SEGA made some of their own. Are we not going to use that? No. Why would we use Vamos a Carnival when we have these perfectly fine tracks right here? Okay. Because I was looking at them on the list, I was like, I have no idea what these songs are back when we were purchasing them, and now I know why, because I've never seen a name attributed to them before. I went the really long way, didn't I? But despite that, they're all that incompetent, I guess, that I got a lucky break. Ugh. There were some clean lines until then as well. Oh my god, stop. So when did I hear Shadow's voice clip? Shadow is so far behind, like, can we not? Can we be done with this, please? Oh god fucking damn it. Oh, there he is. There's Shadow. Oh, my eardrums. Holy shit. What suddenly happened? Is this what happens in the middle of the pack? Is this what I'm normally not dealing with? Oh, thank goodness. We get to show one of these off at long last. Mash L. Okay. It's not really catching me up any, is it? I can see why they're not really moving any positions. These are normally easy 10 stars, and yet I'm getting absolutely marked here by everyone. Like, I'm in 5th! Like, just leave me alone! Meanwhile, the choo-choos don't really seem to be doing much of anything with that all-star that just hit me. Everyone else is free to throw a little pot shot, aren't they? I didn't spin out as badly as I could have. Even though everyone's firing fucking missiles at me. Like, look at this! Oh my god, he got so far ahead at the end of that. He drove perfectly competently the first lap, and all it took was the game going, you're not getting those stars that easily, are you? Collect as many rings as you can. White rings. I'm finding us the choo-choo. Surely you can give me anything else. Oh. Tune. I guess it's on a Sonic stage. Okay, I guess that's why, but still. Give me a unique collectible, please. Cool. Okay. Oh. Oh, I'm super low on time. Okay. I didn't realise it would be that short of a loop, but I got my 10 points. Bye, Pickles. Go have dinner plans. No worries, K-Dog. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for dropping by and all that, and yeah, enjoy your dinner. I'm getting quite hungry with all these people saying they're going to eat, so might have to see what I've got kicking around after the stream. I guess it is already 10 o'clock. Wow. Time really flew by. I'll miss you. Well, he's clearly missing Zobiko. Like, where is she? Wherever, as we've established, wherever Jackie and Robo are. Or is it Mobile? I can't remember which one's here and which one's not. So is this a whole lap then, if I've got this long? Yeah, I just can't be bothered to drift on like half these stages. They're clearly designed time limit wise with you not drifting in mind, so I'm just gonna... I seem to be able to get 10 stars just fine most of the time without drifting, even on the time sensitive one. So I'm just making my life a little easier, to be honest with you. Oh, it was going so good, but it was a rookie mistake. This is a really easy one comparatively. Like, even though there's loads of zombies, they're all kind of clumped in ways that just makes it easy to drive past them. Could have easily got the 10 stars there and not even blinked. Alright. Elimination on toughest course that exists in this version at least, because Monkey Target wasn't as bad. Said it before, party game 1. Absolute banger. I still want to know if you could make that jump. It feels like there's a way higher invisible wall than on console. Yeah, I keep doing all this on console talk. I should actually stream some of these lobbies I do every now and then on PS3 All-Stars Racing, because that could be really fun to stream, honestly. I still want to stream online on this game if we can ever get an audience together, so one day. Can I get back here? Where did that even go, huh? That was my item. 1 sec, Laurie, I'll read that in a mo. Oh, I'm in first, okay. The real sound of music was originally going to keep the unique intro and outro music and track plans mid-development and didn't want to waste the work they did. See, I wondered that, but I don't think the console has, like, full-length versions. I'm pretty sure in the files is just the short versions, unless I'm mistaken. So, if so, was that what was always composed, and then they just trimmed down the clips that were still in the in-game files on console, and that's why they're here? Or, like, I don't know, it's a good theory. It does check out, but I'm just kind of curious as to why it ended up in the way that it did, if that makes sense, from the stuff that we can see. I could be wrong, it could be the full song in there, but I don't recall it being. The traffic cones almost feel pointless. Like, the timing on it feels very strict. Well, this game does have infinite intros, and they don't really change between course, do they? Or do they? And I just forgot about that. You're effectively playing for shield in first, or just hoping that you can actually block in time. Also, II's tricks are so short, wow. Great. I think that might have sealed it, honestly. Unless I can do something like really crafty in the next 20 seconds or get a good item. Oh yeah, there's an item at the end on this version. Okay. That item box is definitely not there on the console. I know that's the comparison I keep making, and I know it's probably quite annoying, but it's all I know. Yeah, this isn't happening. Oh, can I... You always give other people the rockets. Can I just have one? I got it as soon as the screen went white. Okay. Whatever. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Right, so this is just, once again, flavor text for just get first. I always think, oh, so it's the elimination mode. No, it's just get first. Okay, goodbye choo-choos. Back off to space you go. The barrage never ends. Again, like 5th place. Come on, that's not worth it. Oh, we're actually on 4 laps, okay. And what about an all-star? Like, you love giving that to other people. What about I get an all-star? Novel concept. If you're gonna drop me in 6th and just barrage me with items. Like, also, look at my item one, by the way. Oh my god, like, what? I know that's the same all-star they have on console, but like, holy moly. See, the CPU difficulty has been like sub-easy mode for all of this. Why is it just the top 3 tiers of the pyramid or whatever? Put it on hard. Holy shit, like, why do we need this many all-stars? Hey, remember unique all-stars? I'm so glad, transformed to another way. Like, nobody works for this anymore. Look at the state of the minimap. Yeah, this is half why I was considering not doing this on stream. I was considering not doing the higher difficulties on stream because I can imagine this is it. This is the higher difficulty. We've just randomly turned it on now. Why am I not allowed the all-star? Every other character's had an all-star. Getting out of here with like 2 stars or whatever at this point is going to be an absolute miracle. Oh, fuck's sake! Like, just let me have this. Nope. Nope. Can't do that. Unfortunately, for the game, I don't care because I already have enough points for the for the final mission, so it counts as a clear. Yeah, I think I'm more leaning. The more of the higher tier missions I do, the more I'm leaning towards not even doing this in my own time. I'm like, cool, I finished the mission mode, I finished that, it's good enough. Don't care there's in-game achievements. I can do one. Did I tell you I only ever played easy? Don't worry. Me and you both got different versions of the game yet again. I think there might be a reason you only played easy, and that's because for some reason the hard CPU is just so much worse on this version. I realise I'm not talking into the mic, sorry. Might be the reason. The hard mode CPU is so much worse here than they are on console. Like, my goodness. They don't really still put up a fight at all on console. And yeah, maybe this version made them go, let's not do that, because oh my god, you saw that last race, there was no skill about that was just items. Alright, whatever, 5 stars. I've given up caring now that I've got 400. Oh, wrong one. I did press left a second time, it just didn't do it.
Okay, here we go.
Alright. Oh! Wrong way. Also, wrong way. It's fine, I'm not hitting anyone. I did remember off last stream, I did play this on 360, but then Transform dropped. Yeah, that was it for a lot of people. The second that dropped, this game just failed to exist. Like, even still now, people just don't talk about it. Just, even with TSR, sorry, Transform, the GOAT. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing existed. Like, no, it's got more merit than that, come on! Hey, Transform 3DS stream maybe sometime between now and never. You got that to look forward to at some point. We played the good of the handheld conversions, now here comes the bad. Here it's absolute pants, so look forward to that. I can make this.
I did it! I won!
Just drift, okay. This big is bad. Yeah, the impression sucks. As I said before, it's clearly a different voice from the other versions, so why couldn't they license the voice? Like, what happened? And who's doing this one? And have they done anything else? Is it the same or different from Frontier's big? You know, and therefore Team Sonic Racing is big. I'm gonna guess different, but I have no way of knowing that until I look it up, of course. But ever. Why would I do that? I'm streaming. Other people can do that for me. I've heard better bigs and flash animations, and they are purposefully making him sound bad. Precisely. I like that they actually made this not suck. Like, it was so easy. And yet the main team went, nah. Nah, we're not going to script this sequence. I'm actually... Oh, okay. Had I not boosted, I wouldn't have made that. Right, finish the race. I don't think I'm going to guarantee first. I think you're asking quite a lot of me, but I'll finish the race. I'll do that part for you. This track is just like, some of them somewhat somewhat resemble, you know, their counterparts or whatever, when they've had to downscale them. But this one has nothing to do with it. It has more to do with Rikaku Hill than it does with... Wait, is Rikaku Hill the second one? I can't remember what the second one's called. It has more to do with the second one than it does the third one. This stage is one of my favourites on console for sure. Like, it's got the theming somewhat there, and also a lot of the theming feels like it's from the second stage. See, this would have been my opportunity to make a big lead, I'm guessing. I get the feeling the fireworks start during the second round. I noticed that last time as well. Like, it was pretty comfy up top for a while. Makes me wonder if it's had a bit of rush development. Oh, it absolutely had a rush development. Like, I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any doubting that, honestly. It does make me want to attempt to find a way to stream the iOS and Android version, though, knowing that got potentially a bit more timing out of them. At the very least, we get to play higher poly versions of some of these tracks. I know I have an iPod with it on still, but I don't have a way of streaming it. I do have an iPad 2 that possibly could, actually. I have to look into the hand cam. See, that's the obvious answer, but I can do better than a hand cam. My hack iPad 2 should have an HDMI out, or at least a composite out option at a minimum. I should be able to find a cable for it. Maybe I do that. It could be kind of fun. Yeah, I'd be curious. If we've already done this, then we can do that. I know I had the listing, but I was going to record some games at some point for some reason or another. So I should have a listing. Oh, no! I'm so close. What on earth happened with that race that didn't happen last time? Like, what was the difference? No one shot each other, no one had all-stars. Them's the gates. Fewer items, longer... It was so calm. Yeah, no, I'm actually going to look into that after stream, because I am a little curious, because I bet there's not that much good quality footage of that version, honestly, so... I can't guarantee it, but give it a look. Oh! Safety rails! Not again! Drink again in a second. Had a bit of a sore throat all day, like a kind of a junked up throat almost. Like, I'm not sick or anything, but oh my goodness, I've yesterday just managed to stir up a load of dust, I guess, while looking for a couple of bits around the house, and it's just bodied me. Like, why am I this incapable? Why has dust got hands? What genes did I detect to have this pathetic of a life? Can't withstand heat. can't, you know, tolerate dust. Like, my god. Wouldn't have lost a minute. I don't think the cold weather helps. That too, actually. Oh no, I actually did need the 15-second thing. I thought I would be okay missing it. Should have taken that as the chance. Yeah, it was way worse yesterday. I took some way stronger, I deal with it the same way I deal with hay fever. And I have some stronger tablets that I normally use in spring and beyond, so I just took that today and it's definitely helped, but the more I've talked, the more it's kind of gone a bit coarse, or raspy definitely. I think I finally shifted my cough from New Year's. Yeah, my cough took like 2 weeks that I had over Christmas. It took so long. The rest of it went ages before the cough. I don't know why that is, but I did manage to give it to everyone else, even though I tried to avoid it, so... you win some, you lose some, I guess. Oh. Could have just about swallowed the -5, had I not completely missed that. Been struggling with shift coughs ever since I had COVID in February 2020. Yeah, I wonder if that's half of it. Like, see, another way I am... I would be completely useless in Victorian and previous eras, is also extreme asthma. Like, it just got worse the older I got, which you could argue is a fitness thing, which I kind of guess, but it also got really bad when I was fit. Like, that aggravated it as well, so I was like, well, can I win? Get in shape, still out of breath, like, what the fuck is that? You know, yeah. You can be the sickly Victorian child, thank you. I appreciate it, I'll, I raise my flat cap to you. There we go, that's my job in the mines ruined. What is Crazy Box? Pass every standard mission. Oh, we've only got the 2 of these ones left. Many bananas as you can. Oh, monkey. Monkey target, why? Okay. Oh good, and we've got gates as well as bananas. Great, what a combo. Why is this sound effect so much louder than the rings? And... oh. that was very close. Yeah, the reason I brought up the breathing thing is that's not gotten worse since COVID, but you know, that obviously always gets aggravated by it, but like that made me way more susceptible to COVID. When I got it pretty rough. So not like, you know, hospitalized or anything like that. Like, dear God, no, but like definitely it put me having got COVID and having that immediately put me into a category to get the next vaccine immediately. So it's like, I can get that. Yeah, maybe it's all interconnected for me personally. Doesn't mean it has to be for you, but maybe it's all interconnected for me. Shoot and eliminate Eggman while avoiding his trap. So this isn't even like a special boss fight. This is just an elimination round. Oh man.
This should be a piece of cake.
I hope so, Sonic. I hope this is a piece of cake, because I don't want to deal with it if it's not. I actually got the stop. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're up to. Okay, if I got him immediately, that's still close. That was Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Pass every starring mission. Oh, I had a second one, but it didn't tell me what it was. Okay, well, I'll watch the credits again, because why not?
Let's go.
At least I can tab out during these ones, but there we go. I'm going to call that the final part of the playthrough, and with that we are done. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's hopped along during this. I've had a great time with it. Definitely still want to do some more stuff like this at some point, like some tiny small playthroughs that don't take like a year to finish. Can't think of any, you know, that have or anything like that. So I still like doing those though, but it's also nice to balance. Am I done? Out of sickening curiosity off stream, I might just try 1 cup on hard mode and see just how bad it is. It will inevitably be awful, and then I'll go, cool, I'm perfectly happy then putting this down. Because presumably once we get back to the menu, I'll buy the rest of the stuff and that will be done at least. And that will be good enough for me at that point, I think. But out of sickening curiosity, I will try to do hard mode. But yeah, no, I definitely want to do more short stuff like this in the future. I did say Transform 3DS. I do own the game, so I could very easily pop it into the couch card and do that at some point. I'm not doing that now. We streamed for long enough tonight, but at some point that'll be interesting to try and clear World Tour on, I guess. So watch the space. Aside from that, Pokemon Scarlet is still the plan. I did want to do that this week until I randomly had this idea, like Sunday, Monday night, and decided to go. It was like Sunday night, Monday morning, somewhere around there. I decided to go with it. Until then, today I was going to actually stream Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so very much still the plan. I know I keep delaying it, but it'll be good once we start it. Yeah, no, I don't really think of much else to say along those lines on that regard, so get back to it at some point, I guess. Okay, so this bit says, you know, Bentley Jones, etc. Oh, it didn't say about the Crush 40 song. Okay, it just doesn't give them a credit. I might just wait for Gen 10 now. Oh, come on, you were enjoying it at least. But no, I think that's fair. Yeah, no, hey, you get to watch it on stream at least. that's the positive, I guess. So. Yeah, Gen 10's going to be great, but mainly ahead of Gen 10, Alien Force. We can look forward to ZA at least. ZA, we know nothing about it, and yeah, everyone still thinks it's going to be good, which is, it's a rarity, I'll be honest. But it's a nice rarity, I guess. Gen 10 will probably be 2026, and ZA will eat my time. Yeah, from what we know, ZA is like April to June-ish time, and Switch 1 only, so pretty good. That'll hold time nicely till at least 2026, yeah. Because if it's anything like Arceus or Arceus, it'll be huge. Still, I finished the Pokédex, but I still need to go back and actually do my version of Dexing, which is getting everything in a box so that I can transfer it and instantly get a shiny charm whenever I play the game. So I just like it. I'm not insane enough to do living dexes or whatever. Every form dex, etc. Like, nah, I'm good. Arceus was relatively unbroken. I know. Well, there were moments, don't get me wrong, but everyone was like, "Oh, we never complained about Arceus." You know, Arceus was perfect when Scarlet and Violet came out. It's like, everyone loved Arceus. Like, no, they didn't. They complained how buggy this one was when it came out. It just got so comparatively pale that people stopped being over the... Also, I can't think of the word, but, you know, it was so overshadowed that people just forgot that they were actually this critical about Arceus as well. But, yeah. I don't know. I have fun with them. Shoot me or whatever, you know, but... I think they're fun. Sorry, I'm just having a look through fan choice messages. There we go. One of the main series games that get delayed, the entire multimedia franchise gets delayed. Like, everyone, I don't know. It's kind of a pain, all in all. So, yeah, like, give Game Freak more time, cool, but everything is relying on a date being sorted, so you can't change that halfway through development. You either have to go in knowing you're getting 3 years, or go in knowing you're getting a year, or whatever, right? Like, that's presumably how it's got to work because of the multimedia stuff, so... This time, I'm presuming they at least might get that leeway by the sounds of it with Gen 6. It's like, whoa, we were only halfway through, or like halfway through pre-planning or whatever, so we actually get time to roll things back, whereas don't get the time to roll things back when you've released the game, funnily enough. Yeah, it's like a sticky situation. I don't really know, honestly, what the solution to it is, but keep enjoying the games at least. I'm pretty unfussy when it comes to them as a whole. Kind of the cards and anime release before people have a chance to learn the new mons. Yep. Or at least in an official capacity, because I'm sure there's always leaks and stuff like that way before. I mean, I know there is, I've seen them, but... yeah, I don't know. Does that mean that person is doing achievements? If so, might send us over to them. Yes, they are. Okay, cool. In that case, when we're done, I'm still gonna buy some stuff from the shops, but when we're done, I've actually got a raid target for once. Cool. Hopefully they can build on Scarlet and Violet as a base. I really like Scarlet and Violet as a base, as I've said before. I mean, I'll keep saying it when we stream them at some point, but like, it's the most engaging one to me personally. I know everyone has their own takes on that. I still really like quote-unquote standard Pokemon, but it just engaged me way more than other games have, which is still a lot, but it's like less, this is really good, and more, I am enthralled, like, I cannot put this down, versus, this is really good, I'll play this in chunks. I just couldn't put Scarlet and Violet down when it first came out. Like, something about the loop just really got me, which it won't get everyone, and that is perfectly cool. As long as we can agree to disagree, then it doesn't really matter or whatever, you know. In most cases, anyway. I really like Shining Pearl chibis and all. I didn't have anything to compare it to, so I actually quite liked it as well. Thanks to the following people. Oh yeah, because Banjo-Kazooie and the console version. Yeah, like, I didn't have any point of comparison for Shining Pearl, so I quite liked it. Oh, Brilliant Diamond in my case, but I'm playing Platinum right now. I say right now, about 4 months ago, and I got my DS next to me, intending to start it the next couple of days again, so... I'll see it as a point of comparison. I've enjoyed it enough so far, I can probably see why people way prefer the originals over it, but at the same time, not having had that point of comparison, I thought it was perfectly fine. You know, that's a unique opinion to have, I guess, because everyone grew up with them or whatever, but I didn't, so I didn't have that perspective to compare it against, therefore I just viewed it on its own merits. Don't get me wrong, if I end up enjoying Platinum more, that means, hey, 2 cakes, or hey, better cake, or whatever, but that was a weird way to come at it. Anyway, shopping. What have we got? Just courses, right? What have we got? Oh, we got a lot of money. Can we... I think we're going to be barely short, aren't we? Oh no, we're definitely going to be short, okay. I think staying true to the original and trying to make it fit Sword and Shield style was the better call. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, we're really short, so I do have to do a bunch of stuff on my own timeout, regardless. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Mission mode and Grand Prix mode are the 2 main modes. The other stuff's just for multiplayer, etc. So I'm perfectly happy with calling it there. Okay then. Well, with that in mind, thanks so much for watching this short little playthrough series. I'll be back with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or maybe something shorter real soon. But for now, I am gonna send you off to... I'm gonna double check I'm gonna spell her name right. I'm gonna send you off to Jumi, who is doing Sonic 3 Retro Achievements, so you're right at home. So let's do /raid. I don't think you can put in a full Twitch link, I think you just have to put the username. Does it not have an underscore nowadays? Nope. Okay, cool. That should work. Yes, there we go. Right, with that in mind, I'm going to send you all on over there. Thanks everyone, hope you have a great rest of your evening, and catch you all real soon. Bye for now.